Good night. Uh, hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. Ooh, wow. It is, what is today? Beautiful sunset over here. And the moon is rising over to the east. Setting in the west and rising in the east. It is August 19th, 2021. It is, what is today? Thursday, and a little after 7. I just clocked off. Tired. I think I was a little, I was in a good mood to be here today. I was off for 2 days. I spent 2 days feverishly working on the scooter, trying to get the trying to get that tire off with whatever tools I have. Once I start something like that, I really can't leave it alone. I don't know if you can see, but the moon is right up over there, and it's waxing too, so hopefully really banged the heck out of my hands, and I had to use actually a big kitchen knife. I had to use my box cutter, some razor blades. It's a chore. It is really a chore. I don't know why or how. Honestly, I got it in my mind it would be a lot easier, but no, it's for anybody ever try changing a tire or taking a tire off its rim with 2 very short crowbars. I should have gotten smarter enough to buy, when I did, longer pry bars, but I bought these little these tiny little pry bars. It even said on the page that, for motorcycle and bicycle, and I'm thinking, well, if it's good enough for motorcycle, but given that fact, it wasn't. I need to definitely get a lot bigger pry bar for next time. Little too late for me now, but that's okay. You learn, you learn. Ooh, I am tired. Let me see. I'm going to have to check and see if the bus is coming. Okay. I wanted to wait till I got to this little area of tranquility. Today was actually definitely a great day. So happy to be back at work. And actually, even though my number's not even registered with the time clock, because I guess they don't recognize me as officially coming back payroll or corporate till the 1st of the month. So I'm doing the honor system. I adhere to that. I don't like to get dinged at an employment for getting penalized. You get written up for that stuff, if you miss a punch, or if you punch in too late or too early. So anywho, yeah, it was a great day. I actually went on the register for about 10 minutes, and it was pretty cool. I was actually able to read the register and see that, and I wasn't before. So I love this place. It is just ever so quiet here. You can hear the crickets. It's nice. There was a comment that I saw briefly, a rather long comment. I like comments that are long like that, good or bad. Yeah, because that person is really taking the time to ask a question or cast their opinion. So, and this one was, well, I don't know basically, I'm paraphrasing, the particulars of you or your employment or mental well-being. Is that the... Oh, okay. My kind of like what I've done. I have done a myriad amount of things. You know, it's kind of funny. I know I don't come many a times. I used to engage in people conversation wise and on the bus bench or whatever, and to look at me, you could not really honestly tell that I was homeless. My friends and I, that's the way we present ourselves. I always said, and they agreed with me, it's difficult enough being homeless in your life that one thing that you can do is do your best not to appear homeless, clothes wise and hygiene wise, and you'd be surprised that you get treated a lot better. And that's still the way I feel. Many folks I would be talking to them on the bus bench or at the park. They're like, oh wow, where did you go to school? Just high school. Class of 84. Was it going to high? Oh. Some folks get it that are from here. Oh, El Segundo. El Segundo is my hometown. Me, no further really education. Other than just self-taught, self-learning, self-wanting to know things, life, science, politics, nature, law. Oh, cool. Little bunnies. I like this area because it's the only place that I get to see nature really. So yeah, just no really further higher education than that. I mean, just employment. I am a journey pressman, 4-color stripper. I used to get looked at a lot. Oh, so what do you do for a living? I'm a 4-color stripper. Really? When I was heavier too. Do you do porn? No. I stripping film. I put together film. I create colors. I have a Pantone book. I can create any color with my screen values and simple cyan, magenta, yellow, and K black. I can create any color of the rainbow. So I've done that. I got my start at St. Petersburg Times, working in the mailroom. There was an opening for assistant or apprentice pressman. I and another mailroom employee, Ray, later became roommates. Those were the drinking days, Florida. Later moved back out to California, was working at a small shop called Copy Masters in Hollywood on Selma and Cahuenga, I believe. I've done printing. I've worked for Copy Masters, Craftsman Press West, Quebecor. I've also engaged in printing almost a lot of your childhood nursery books. A lot of Dr. Seuss, I did a lot of Disney. The last big book that I worked on was the contract that we picked up at Craftsman Warzala Publishing in Wisconsin, Stevens Point, Wisconsin. We reprinted book number 5, the ever so book that was missing page, or chapter 5, I believe. Chapter 4 and 5, or 5 and 6. But we did that, and that was the last one I did. Also, I guess you can kind of say this is Devil's Reservoir here, Devil's Gate Dam. And they've been dredging this out in preparation for the rains. Whew, I gotta catch my breath. Printing is my thing. Craftsman Press West, Quebecor, Warzala Publishing, Copy Masters, Nevada Blue in Reno, not Reno. Well, we did have a store in Reno, but I was working at the Carson Valley in Carson, Minden, Gardnerville area. Also, I worked the big one, where I was really most happy until I fell in love. NASA's way over there, JPL. For the South Lake Tahoe Tribune. We did the Truckee, we did North Lake Bonanza, we did all the papers there. 2 years later, that was for Smith Papers out of Greeley, Colorado. That's why I was so freaked out about my vision. You see, when I say that my eyesight was my career, I protected my eyes. Everything, every time I would pick up a book, it's like I worked on that. I did that. I did the printing, or I did the pagination, or I've had my hand in a lot. Also at Warzala, we did about 40 or 50% of the collegiate printings for schooling and academics. Tried a little bit of, actually I did quite a bit, that was really hard, of piecing together cartographers' work, map makers. That is hard work. Step and repeat, both manual and automatic on a step and repeat machine, two different kinds. Plotter, had plotter. What else? CAD, AutoCAD. That was in Gardnerville. I was looking for that. Also blueprinting. I can do blueprinting. Working with ammonia. That's always head clear. And I worked for, when I went from the Nevada appeal, Smith Papers had acquisitioned the Nevada appeal down in Carson. And they had a Goss Community Press, that was a Goss Urbanite, that we brought our press, our Goss Community Press, from Lake Tahoe all the way down to the Carson Valley. That was a big chore. And that was reconfigured and repurposed with parts from a Goss Urbanite. We created my boss. This guy was fantastic. Pat Neely. He's a freaking hard ass. He is a difficult person to work, but he's a good foreman, manager, whatever you want. Out on the press deck, that man knows his shit. So as many times as he yelled at me and I just wanted to just throttle him, no, it was just, he was a good boss. And I recognize that. Another good boss that I had was Hugh from St. Petersburg time. That guy, I learned a lot from him. And then later started doing things that I kind of learned from him, and he would reiterate, don't do this, Charlie, don't do this. But if you have to, don't do this. Doing things on a Goss Metro press, 3-story press. If you folks know what I'm talking about, scraping emulsion off a plate cylinder while it's in full spin at about 65,000 per minute, or per hour. That was, I've climbed on steel pipe rollers, re-webbed presses. I've done all that. UPN and Fox out of Reno. I did that. I was a master control operator, encoding user bits and doing I did do the Sunday night football once. That was really freaking hard, out of Frisco. And doing that and shuttling commercials so you don't have a black spot on air, because you get fined. The FCC fines you if you have a, you know how like sometimes you're watching a program, a commercial, and it goes into black. That's blackout. That's the FCC frowns on that. You can't, because everybody from shows to ads have paid money for that black spot. That time that is blank, that's money that's being wasted, so you get fined on that. I learned that the hard way. Watching the satellite feeds, recording the satellite feeds, going out in the yard in the middle of winter with a big 15-foot pole and a very tall, tiny squeegee. I'm scraping the snow off the huge old-fashioned satellite dish receivers. That was a lot of fun. I not like that with me and my cold thing. But that's pretty much what I've done. I've done and retail and cooking, restaurant. I've done entrepreneurship. I've done a little bit where I was doing logistics and laying out. This was in Las Vegas. I did that for 2 folks. Strictly off the books. I made some money there before I did the I was a scare actor. Shit, I've done a lot, my friends. My friends and family know this, and this is no lie. I mean, when I say and the term jack of all trades, and being a jack off of all trades too, but no, being a jack of all trades is what I've done. Like construction, blasting soundproofing material. I tried that for a little while. I did that because a friend of mine back in El Segundo, he did that, and I remembered how he told me it was so hard, and I had an opportunity out on the East Coast when I was in Florida to do that, to pick up some extra cash. That's hard. Spraying soundproofing is it's a lot of hard work, and you ruin your clothes after just 30 seconds. It gets all over you and your clothes are ruined. And that's kind of about it, my friends. It's funny because before all this whole pandemic stuff, and I used to take the 177 that would come on the freeway and get off over here, or actually I would, when it was still raining in the afternoon on normal schedules, I'd go over to by JPL and catch the 177 over there, and then just ride it back to Memorial Park, and it was easy peasy. A couple of times I remember this sweet old lady, you know, we were in a engaging conversation, and she's like, oh, well, you know, I don't think I've ever seen you what area do you work here? Oh, I kind of chuckle. I go, oh, no, ma'am. I don't work. I catch my bus here. I work retail at Target. Oh, you don't say. Yeah, you are so well spoken. You seem so well educated, and so you just really know. And we were talking about, you know, space and science and stuff, and that's stuff that I also learned from good old-fashioned public television programming, my friends, here in Los Angeles, California. Back in the days, in the 60s and 70s, we had the best public education television for kids. Everything. Now, this is someone, when I say that, you know, I'm 5 and 6 years old, and I'm watching Dick Cavett, okay? So, yeah, I'm the news and everything. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I go, no, there's no need to be sorry. I go, if anything, I should be sorry, but I'm actually taking it as quite a compliment for you mistaking me for a brainiac. And she kind of chuckled, and she's like, well, good for you then. I go, you know, it's to be mistaken for someone of intelligence or whatever. It's when I'm home, my friends, or when I'm in my area around the house and I'm doing a video over there, and You hear me mouthing. That's the depression-filled Charlie, bipolar, whatever you want to call it, mental illness. That's what I've had. When I'm around here at the store on the sales floor, and my thing is that I rather walk my guests to the area where it is that they're asking for. Because sometimes folks, you get to a point, you don't look, you get frustrated, and you say, oh, well, there was a guy over there who told me that what I needed was over here somewhere. So I personally walk them over. And even then, you don't seem like you belong here. I go, thank you, but this is what I do. I can't work on the press deck anymore. Actually, maybe I could, but I choose not to for safety purposes because of my seizure situation. But at any time, you can be fully loaded on medication, and it just comes up. So I'd rather not. I don't want to fall into the spinning plate cylinder, so I don't do that. Yeah. I'm walking home, my friends, right now as it is, until I get the scooter up and running. I walk. Getting to work is one thing. I'll find out this weekend now. Getting to work during the weekday is pretty simple, but getting home, the bus no longer runs through this area. And as I was walking over here, I noticed that they had literally cut off all the bus stop signs and stuff like that. So just the 177, and the last one I think is at 3:45 in the afternoon. I get off at 7, so yeah, it doesn't do me any good. So from Target all the way this route, I walk to Lincoln and Woodbury, and then I'll catch the 262 that goes down Lincoln, and it drops me off. And so there, that's my journey. Oh, okay. Oh, criminy, I'm here. This is Woodbury and Lincoln. I am down that way, so I got about 20 minutes before the bus comes. I watch all that. So that's pretty much it. That one guy, Pat, he did devise something I think that was kind of unheard of at that time, of doing a double stack back to back with a Goss Community Press double 4-color end, which was unheard of, which thought was going to be a failure, but it was a success. It sucked threading those 4 units together, but it worked well. Ordinarily, you can only do something like that with a much larger press. You couldn't do it with an Urbanite, but you can do it with a Metroliner, and that would be included. That would be considered a hi-fi thread on a web. So, but that's pretty much what I've done. So, just small business stuff and here and there and whatever. But I still love the print. I still love the press. I loved doing all that. Now as it is, I don't have that fine eye to look through, looking through a loop and really spotting out rosettes on print and all that. But whatever, it's just, I guess this is going to be, from here on in, that's pretty much about it. Unless I win the lottery. I'm hightailing it out of California. That's about it. One thing I did want to bring up, my friends. This is going to be probably the last video for a while. As of, I think, midnight tonight, everything is shut off. They've extended me as much as possible, and that's fine. I owe 2 months for for the cable and the internet. That's together. That adds up. And I really can't have one without the other because it would be almost expensive. I got a combination of, Spectrum, the internet, and the basic cable for, what is it, $109, I think. I think just the internet would be by itself about $79 or $89. So, I don't know. I may just do that anyway. And the cell phone's getting shut off also. And I don't get paid. I just found out payday is next week, which I'll only have about probably 3 days of pay under me, and half of that is going to child support. Just enough to get me some food or whatever. So, and if I do any other videos, I'm gonna have to go over here across the street to Starbucks and use the Wi-Fi and be a total bum again. I'm sure the folks, hey Charlie, you back to doing it now? Yeah. But that's pretty much about it. Anyway, my friends, I am really pooped. After working all day and then walking home, I am a dog-ass tired little bastard. And then whether or not she's doing what she does. So that's why I bitch and complain a lot about to that person. We'll just move out. Look at the real estate around here. They require you to have your income, your monthly income has to be that of 3 to 4 times now. 4 times. It used to be 2 to 3 times, but now it's anywhere from 3 to 4 times the amount of what your rent is. That is the unwritten rule. And actually in a lot of the real estate, it's starting to show up. Your income has to be that 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 times that of what the rent is. It's okay. The poor life is the rest of my life, I guess. All right, my friends, you folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help them. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Oh boy, I'm tired. Live for the moment. Pull down your pants and slide on that ice. Sydney Freeman, MASH 4077. Comments good or bad? That was a great comment. That was a great question and comment. I like that. I don't often talk too much about that, but that's it's all verifiable. You could check. Oh, that's fine. St. Petersburg time, Warzala Publishing, Smith Papers out of Greeley, Colorado, Nevada Peel, what else? North Lake Bonanza, Truckee Times. We did all the papers around the lake. Quebecor, Craftsman Press West out of Reno. Well, Copy Masters is defunct. Carl's Blueprinting, Gardnerville, Minden. I wonder if they're still UPN Fox out of Reno. Scare, Fright Dome, Circus in Las Vegas. So much, my friends. All right, folks, that's it. This is going to be a while. I'm going to try to beat the cutting off line if I can. All right, folks, I will talk to you soon, I hope, okay? I love you all. Bye-bye, and keep those comments and those lady questions. Those were great. That was awesome. I love you all. Be smart. Stay safe. Bye-bye.